also will be there. So I think group study could help. After doing this, I still repeat what I said in the second slide. I think that it is basically going to test your memory. So if you clear your NET or GSET, it will qualify you that you have very good memory. It is not even testing your language, right? For example, I know personally some of my friends who have cleared NET and their language, English language, is horrible, right? So you should understand the limitation of NET and GSET. That it does help you to qualify for JRF and lectureship and everything, but still it has its limitation because it's basically testing your memory only. Because previously NET and GSET used to have 3 papers. Paper 1, general knowledge and teaching aptitude and research methodology and all. Paper 2 used to be objective type questions from literature. And paper number 3 used to be descriptive. From last, I think 4 to 5 years, even the paper number 3 is MCQ type. So that means you don't have to write anything. You just have to take A, B or C, which is not going to test your language. Understand, at the most your reading ability might be tested, some kind of reading comprehension or something. But basically it's not going beyond memory and understanding. It's not checking your language. It's not checking whether you are able to deliver a lecture or not, which is essential for you to become a lecturer. It is essential for you to become a professor, right? So yes, you prepare for it, you clear it, but also know the limitation that it's just going to qualify you for this, but you need other skills like language skills, like explanations, like understanding the logic and all, and of course doing research, which is required for you to become a professor and PhD. So that's, I think it should be. I'm sorry, I don't have a quick fix or shortcut, but you have to think of your timetable. But you can prepare a timetable, but I repeat, not at the cost of MA. Clear your MA first. Then you start prepare for your NET or SET. You can prepare a timetable that, okay, I'll prepare for 2 hours, 4 hours. I know some of my juniors, those who took break after doing their MA, took break for 1 or 2 years, prepared exclusively for NET and GSET, cleared it, and then they started teaching somewhere or joined somewhere else. That's that. I hope it will help.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Means a lot.
Sure, sure.
Yes, sir. Even that's yes, sir. I want to ask you that there is any specific meter that the examiner asks in from Anglo-Saxon age they will ask in about 10% and is it so?
So I wish they follow such metrics, but they don't. Unfortunately, they don't, and that's why it's very unpredictable. Say for example, if I have to say set the paper for NET, and I have done my PhD in translation studies and 20th century, then obviously I may be leaning, not absolutely, but leaning towards more on 20th century, leaning towards more on criticism and literary studies because that's my area. Right? If somebody from, let's say, Naga sir would ask, then definitely he'll ask theory, right? Because it's his area. He'll ask definitely Indian literature and English. He'll definitely ask from Gandhian studies because that's very close to him. But they do have some rough metrics that it should be from all across the ages. But there is no metrics available that 10% from this age and 10 from that. So that's not. There is one guideline which said they should not ask beyond 14th century. That is not from Anglo-Saxon because Anglo-Saxon came before 14th century. So it is expected that you start from 14th century and you stick to English literature. You don't ask African literature. You don't ask American literature. So such guidelines could be there. Like if you check the website of GSET, they give you this syllabus where it is mentioned. And if American literature is not mentioned, you don't need to worry about American literature. If Indian literature is not given there, you don't need to worry about that. So usually they give syllabus. Like I try to give you that, okay, these 4 parts should be there. If it is there, that means they can ask from any corner of this 1000 years. But usually they now have started giving the ages that, okay, it will be from this age onwards, and only 700. American literature will not be asked, cosmopolitan literature will not be asked, something like that. So that could be some relaxation, but otherwise it's very, very random. It's not specific. There is no matrix.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I would still strongly recommend that you go and apply. Still, you have a couple of days. I don't know what date is today, 22nd. Yeah, it's 20 seconds. You still have 1 week's time. So give it a thought. I would say 900 rupees is nothing. Like some of you are thinking, like Parul and others were asking, sir, how should we prepare? Best is you have the first hand experience. 900 is not a big deal. With less or least preparation, you appear for this test in December, right? Just feel it. Just see how it goes. Trust me, most students don't clear with the first attempt. So don't feel bad if you don't, because you will not be able to clear it most of the times. So just appear for it. You still have, say, I think 1 week's time. So give it a thought. I think it's affordable. 900 something is affordable. So appear for it. Go to Rajkot. I think nearest center is Rajkot, or maybe Junagadh is there. So you can appear. So go through it, and you will get to know that how much do you know. You may feel good about it. You may feel bad about it. That some of the questions came from the syllabus of MA. Let's say you study what, Shakespeare. What's your syllabus? I don't know. MA, what do you study? What are
We
the
have
texts?
modern English literature.
Okay, so let's say if there are some questions from modern English literature, you will feel good. But I studied this in my MA and the same question was asked. Right? So that is something that will make you feel good. And if you have some time to spend, you may have a brief say glance over the history of literature, English literature, and then try and appear. You may feel good about it. If you have good memory, you will see that okay, it was without preparation I could score, let's say, this much. So that means next time with say exclusive preparation, I'll be able to clear also. And I know some of my juniors, some of my students who cleared it with second or third attempt. And that's best when you do it right after the MA. If you take a break, as I did, then it will be memory-wise difficult. So I would recommend you appear for it and give it a try. Give it a try. Even without preparation, I think it will give you some experience. I would
Sir,
suggest
how
you appear.
be there in set examination?
How? What in set examination?
Many questions will be there,
Oh,
and
it's there. It's there. Like there'll be 50 questions. Paper number 1, 50 questions, 50 MCQ type questions. These 50 questions carries 2 marks. There is no negative marks, so it carries 2 marks. So that means maximum marks would be 100. Paper number 1, 50 questions, 50 questions. One, say 2 marks for one question. That means 100 say marks for paper number 1. In question paper number 2, you will have 60 questions, 60. I think I miscommunicated. It's the other way around. In paper number 1, you have 60 questions, 60. Paper number 1, you have 60 questions. That means maximum marks are 120, but you don't have to appear all 50 questions. You have to appear out of 60, any 50 questions you have to appear. For example, there is a section of maths also. And students of literature are generally not good with their maths. So you can skip the questions of maths. So out of 60, paper number 1, 60 questions, you can appear any 50 questions. And after those attempted 50 questions, first 50 attempted questions, for example, you don't know the answers of first 3 questions, then you don't appear, don't attempt. If you don't attempt, it will not be considered. So after 60, first 50 questions you attempt will be assessed, and you will get 2 marks for each correct question. There is no negative marks. So that is paper number 1. I repeat, paper number 1, 60 MCQ type questions from general knowledge, general awareness, research methodology, maths, basic computer. All these are there. You can find our syllabus. It's there. So that will be paper number 1. Paper number 2 would be from English literature in your case. Again, 50 questions, 50 questions. No options given. In paper number 1, you are given option 60 total questions, and out of this, you have to appear for 50. Paper number 2, you will have 50 questions. All compulsory. Again, 2 marks for one correct question. No negative marks. So that you have to clear. Usually it is 50% if you say are correct. That means if you are out of 100, if you score 50, only then you are qualified. When I say qualified, does not mean pass. Qualified means only then you are considered in open category. I think in other categories there is relaxation of 5 marks, but I'm taking the example of open category right now. So for example, if there are say 100 marks for paper number 1, 100 marks for paper number 2. If your first two paper, if you score above 50%, only then your third paper would be assessed. Otherwise, your paper number 3 will not be assessed. So once you clear your paper number 1 and 2 above 50 marks, then your paper number 3, which is 75 questions, all compulsory 75 questions, again of 2 marks. So 75 into 2, 150 marks. Okay, paper number 3, 75 MCQ type questions, 75 MCQ type questions. The total weightage would be 150 marks. So what's the score like? Paper number 1, 100 marks. Paper number 2, 100 marks. Paper number 3, 150 marks. You get it? Paper number 3 will have 75 MCQ type questions. Slightly lengthy, slightly more complex. But I would suggest you go through, say, GSET website or NET website. You will find previous year question papers with answer key. That will be a good to start. You know that, okay, this is the paper style. They are available. PDF files available. You can download with key, answer key of years, at least 5-10 years. I know they are available. So you go through it. You will be able to understand, right? That, okay, what are the kinds of questions do they ask? So I think that would help you to start. So they are available. Paper 3 papers will be there. Paper number 1 and 2, 100 plus 100 marks. Paper number 3, 75 questions of 2 marks. Total would be 150 marks. And once you clear this, for example, you scored 50% in paper 1 and 2, then your paper number 3 would be assessed. If it is 50 plus, that means what is 50 of 75 marks above? If you score, that means you are qualified. Then the merit would be prepared of all those who cleared it. And then the highest score, let's say, is 300 marks. Then from there, they'll decide the cutoff. So if you are below 60%, then you are cleared but not passed. So that's the system of cutoff that they apply. So that's the metrics of the paper style and the assessment.
Sir, thank you very much. Okay, anyone else want to do anything? Okay then. Thank you so very much again, sir, for this wonderful guidance. So at the end of our today's amazing session, I will request Ms. Parul Shukla for offer a vote of thanks. Ms. Parul Shukla.
Thank you, Aditi. Namaste to all of you. It is very delightful moment for me that I get the opportunity to deliver the vote of thanks for this amazing session. First, I would like to thank our honorable principal, Dr. Nagar sir, who working for our best tirelessly. When we asked sir for an expert session for NetSlate guidance, he has arranged and managed everything for us. Thank you, sir, for your support. Then I would like to thank our respected guest and expert of the session, Dr. Mihir sir Dave. Sir, we are very much grateful to have you as our guide. Thank you, sir, for your guidance and inspiration. Means a lot for us, and definitely it will going to help us. Thank you so much, sir. Then I would like to thank our respected professors who are always there to support and encourage us. I thank all the students present over here. Thank you, friends, for joining. I thank Ms. Rajal Tiprotan for giving report of the previous study circle. Thank you so much, Rajal. Last but not least, I thank our chairperson of the session, Miss Aditi Dave. Such an informative and marvelous study circle could be possible because of your tireless efforts. Thank you so much, Aditi. Again, I heartily thankful to all of you for your valuable presence. Thank you so much. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much all. Now let's chant Shanti Part and call it a day. Om Yo Shanti Antarikshagum Shanti Prithvi Shanti Rapah Shanti Rokhadayah Shanti Vanaspatayah Shanti Visve Devaः Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvagam Shanti Shanti Reva Shanti Sama Shanti Redhi Om Shanti 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 Om. Now